Okay, welcome everyone to the public forum for the 19th of April 2022. On behalf of Moonee Valley City Council, I would like to respectfully acknowledge the land on which Moonee Valley is located, that of the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and I would like to pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Although it's not possible for members of the public to join us in person tonight's virtual public forum will be live streamed on our website, and I extend a warm welcome to those who are watching. The public forum provides residents with the opportunity to present to council on topics of interest and allows for further discussion, which is not possible at a formal council meeting. Now, we do have an apology tonight from Councillor Tyson, and Councillor Cam Nation has declared a conflict of interest in the presentation tonight in regards to the Melbourne Airport development. So the one presentation we do have for tonight is from Alex Mungle, and I would like to invite Alex to provide his presentation on the Melbourne Airport development and expanding emissions. And we have 5 minutes for you, Alex, if you are there.
Hello.
Hi, Alex. Thank you for joining us. Would love to hear your presentation.
Thanks, Sam. Am I first?
You are. You're our one and only tonight.
Okay, thank you. Well, thanks for hearing from me. I'm particularly concerned about the proposed Melbourne Airport third runway development and the massive increase of fossil fuel emissions this imposes. And I'm asking for your help. The 55% increase from the new airport runway means a generation worth of climate change from a source within Melbourne at the very time when we urgently need a 55% reduction. This year, we've seen record high temperatures in WA, unprecedented flood heights in New South Wales, and 40-degree excessive heat waves in Antarctica. It's only April, and it's only going to get worse. The scientists say it's now or never, and millions are already experiencing drought, hunger, and displacement as climate refugees in Africa. Now, the airport's owned by superannuation funds, and they hold responsibility for investing in our future. And they're trying to suggest that a massive airport expansion remains climate safe. I've looked through the 1,000 pages of the development plans from the airport, and I find them misleading. Melbourne Airport count only landing and takeoff emissions estimated to be only around 7% of the total flight emissions. They count only carbon emissions, which the scientists of the IPCC tell us is only 1/3 of the flight emissions problem when emitted as a blanket high in the atmosphere. In January, they claimed that they were going to be net zero for their buildings' electricity and running costs. This is perhaps 1% of the aircraft pollution. I've seen calculations that the flight emissions from this new runway are equivalent to building a new coal-fired power station at Tullamarine. So I've come here today. I don't know what else to do. I'm asking you to use your voice as our community leaders. And there's a lot more information about the campaign around this at a site called nothirdtullarunway.net.au. What's being called for is an independent assessment of risks, a health study, which hasn't been conducted for 40 years on Melbourne Airport, an environmental impact statement study, and essentially we need the future livability of the world that these type of projects is building to be considered. We only have until May 15th for objections to the airport to be added to those sent to the Minister of Transport, whoever that person may be. So I'm asking you to speak up for the people of Moonee Valley as a climate emergency declared council. And I realise this may affect many people's bucket lists, but I don't want to be using a fire bucket or a bucket to bail out my house in the years to come. So that's my presentation for tonight.
Thank you, Alex. What was that stat that you gave about halfway through in regards to the being equivalent to a coal mine? Did I hear you say?
So the calculation has been done with the most emitting power station in Australia, Loy Yang, and the calculations you'll see on nothirdtillerunway.net.au show that the total emissions from the aircraft that use the new runway will be equivalent to a major coal-fired power station like that.
Yeah, right. Thank you. I'll check out the website. Thank you very much for your presentation. Councillors, do we have any questions for Alex? No. We'll make sure. I'm not
sorry,
sure.
Mayor.
Sorry. Does somebody have their hand up? Oh, Councillor Bedio.
Yep. Sorry. Thank you for the presentation. I really appreciate the, I guess, that different outlook. That's something I never really considered in the assessment of the runway. What's in terms of economic development, and obviously it's something that's been earmarked as something that's important for building Victoria's economy. What other options would you suggest? Is there anything else that we could look at, whether it's supporting the development of electric planes or that sort of thing? Is there anything else that you could suggest that would allow us to continue, I guess, that development of the economy, but also, considering the climate factor?
Look, there are a number of items hinted at in the rather cursory details given about the greenhouse gas problem from the airport, such as electric planes. But none of them happen in time to address the climate emergency that's happening now. And even the most ambitious assessments suggest that electric planes will only transport about 50 people at a time. Hydrogen plane power is proposed, but there's no understanding of where we're going to get the hydrogen from, how we're going to produce that. There's nothing like that in the airport plans. In terms of our development, I think we need to consider that, our sports teams can still get to where they're going, with 2 runways. Our perishable goods can still go where they need to go. But as far as thinking about jobs from the airport, these are not sustainable jobs. When the forests are burning down, these jobs will have to go. So we're setting ourselves up for failure if we think those are sustainable jobs in the long term.
Thank you, Councillor Bedio, for the question. Did any other councillor have any questions tonight? No. Beautiful. CEO, you may need to take this on notice, but do we have a date for when council will be making a submission, or if there is anything coming into the chamber in regards to this?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this on notice and find out advice later. Thank you.
And if councillors, and sorry for putting you on the spot there, CEO, and we'll make sure we let you know, Alex, in regards to that. And as you are our only presenter for tonight, we are now done for the night, for that part of the meeting anyway. So thank you very much, Alex, for coming and presenting to the councillors. It is greatly appreciated. And I will now formally close this public forum. Thank you very much, everyone.